We have big news. We have exciting news for you. Tell them what it is, Sareena.
We are super excited to announce that we are starting our first membership this January 2024.
Yay! Membership.
So we're excited to let you know that we will be hosting a monthly membership where when you join, you will be
with us live in a Zoom room once a month for a workshop like we just hosted. It's going to be a workshop like that, one topic each month, a different topic. You might even help us come up with the following month's topic from inside our membership. Super excited to meet you. It was so fun meeting a few of you in our inaugural workshop. So we're really looking forward to that.
And when you are a member, you will also be receiving a monthly newsletter where I'm going to be a little more intimate and I'll be sharing the things that are working and the things that aren't working for me.
Yeah, like taking a tool that you've learned from the podcast and how you're implementing it and how well that worked, or maybe if it didn't work. And then Amma can put in my 2 bits worth. We'll see how that goes. But a membership newsletter and a membership live Zoom room workshop starting in January 2024. Can sign up through our Patreon link in the show notes, yeah?
Yes, everything will be in the show notes, and we can't wait to see you there, listeners.
We can't wait. Yay!
We made it to our 100th episode.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Seriously, this is a reason to celebrate. Oh.
It's a big milestone.
It is a big milestone. It feels really big. And to be here with you for 100 weeks, every single week. And it feels so good.
It does. It was a lot of work. And I can say we've just enjoyed all of this work. It's really our passion because we're not getting anything from the podcast, but pleasure that we are helping families. And to be able to do this for almost 2 years off of just passion, I think it's big. Make it here to 100 episodes. Me and you, we've never met, and we're still here doing this and showing up each week. I think that's huge. I want to thank our parents who have been here with us.
Yeah, our listeners. You, listener, are the reason that we're here. I mean, Sareena and I wouldn't be jumping on Zoom 2 or 3 times a week just to hang out with each other. We're here for you. And we love each other too. We've come to really love each other.
No, I was gonna say we might hop on 2 or 3 times just to chat.
But it feels really big. In fact, a little bit like, unfortunately, we both are working 2 and 3 other jobs as well. So we didn't create as big a splash for this as we had originally dreamed up. But we wanted to really acknowledge today. And we reached out to you, our listeners, and we asked if you would send us voice memos about what you've been getting from the podcast, what you've learned, your favorite episodes, what a difference this podcast is making in your life. And we got some beautiful responses. We feel so blessed and so honored that you took the time to share those with us. And we're going to share them with all of you now. And Sareena has linked them all together, and it's going to be a really lovely, lovely episode.
So let's get into it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Malia, and I'm the mom of a very loving and spirited 3-year-old daughter. I live in the U.S. in the state of Alabama. I grew up in a very strict authoritarian household, and I really thought that's how I would raise my children. But when my daughter was born, I realized I wanted better for her. I want my kids to ask questions and express themselves without fear of repercussions. Now, this comes with a ton of healing and growing on my part, and it is not easy, but listening to the Nurturing Parent podcast has helped in so many ways. I love the abundance of knowledge Mama Lisa has and that she always shares an actual example. She's also been extremely thorough when I've reached out for advice on how to handle a certain situation with my little. And having Mama Sareena, who is in the thick of it, just like me, and being able to relate to her and hear her share the tools she's learned from Lisa and how they've worked really helps put things into perspective for me. It's hard to just pick a few, but my favorite episodes would be number 4, Connection Before Correction, number 62, How Do We Get Our Littles to Do What We Ask of Them, and 82, How Raising Respectful Kids Starts With Us Respecting Them. One of my favorite tips and tools from the podcast is pre-pavement. This has saved many meltdowns for us. My girl doesn't like to be surprised any more than I do, so it's important to set the stage, if you will. Another favorite tip is to set a bedtime routine and stick with it. Routines are so important. Also, if a change has to be made, include your little one in coming up with different solutions that really worked for us. And also, never be afraid to apologize to your child. It's another thing that I had to do whenever we had to change our routine, and it really helped. And I try to do that anytime I make a mistake to show my daughter that I too, in fact, make mistakes. And I'm able to apologize for them, and that's truly grown our relationship. How has my family life changed since listening to the Nurturing Parent podcast? I will say this, it is not easy unlearning everything I thought I knew about parenting, but my husband, daughter, and I are all learning and growing together as a team. Our family has become one, and that's the best blessing I could ask for. Thank you, Mama Lisa and Mama Sareena, for everything. Keep doing what you're doing. Love you.
Malia, I feel like we are sisters. I too grew up with an authoritarian parent, and I wanted the same thing for my daughter. So it felt so good to be able to relate to you. I want to thank you so much for your support. And I just wanted to say I think your daughter is so lucky to have such a dedicated, loving, nurturing mom like you. I also wanted to thank you for mentioning your favorite episodes and one that I believe everyone should listen to. Well, I think everyone should listen to all of them, but Connection Before Correction is definitely a must. So thanks so much for bringing that up. That's a great episode and really the basis to all of this. So thank you so much, Malia. Thank you. Just thank you so much for sending that in and sharing with us and sharing with all of our parents that are listening. It's so sweet, and I'm so happy to hear that you've learned and grown from this show. All right, so now let's listen to Andrea.
Hi, my name is Andrea, and my child is 5 years old. One thing I was struggling with in my parenting was letting my son climb on the playground without me standing there watching his every move and ready to catch him. One of the favorite tools I now have in my parenting tool belt that I've learned from the Nurturing Parent podcast is the idea that if a kid can get there on their own, that they're ready to get there. So I don't ever help him get to a place on the playground that he can't get from by himself. If he can't get there by himself, I understand that he's not ready to go that high, to climb that high, or to use that part of the playground. And then I don't feel the need to stand there with my hand on him. So what I do is trust that if he can climb up a certain piece of playground equipment, then that is what's appropriate for him. And I don't have to be so worried. And I don't help anything that he's not ready for. So I don't feel like I have to stand there and then robbing him of learning how to do that physically on his own. Thank you so much. Letting my son play at his own speed on playground equipment and not worrying really helped me to deal with, feeling like I have to be standing there ready to catch him. And that makes park time so much more enjoyable. Thank you so much.
Andrea, I'm so happy to hear that park time can be so much more enjoyable for you and your little, because being stressed and that feeling of having to be behind or on top of your kid the whole time can be exhausting, and it can become a deterrent from you guys even wanting to go outside. So I'm so happy that you're able to enjoy your outdoor time now, and that's one thing that you were able to get out of this podcast, because it's going to be so beneficial for you and for your little to allow them to explore on their own. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for being here with us and supporting us, and we love you. All right, now let's hear from one of our nurturing mamas, Mrs. Shabari.
Hello, I am Sharvari. I'm an Indian mother living in the UK. I have a little daughter who is nearly 3 years in less than a month's time. When I started listening to Nurturing Parent podcast, I was a human who used to be very anxious, very irritated, yelling, screaming, and trying to control the toddler behaviors most of the time. And my way of dealing with situations were giving her more screen time, or to make her sit in the car or get things done, I used to give her some chocolates or biscuits. This is not what I wanted. This is not how I wanted the parenting to unfold. I was totally unprepared to be with a toddler, especially from a culture where punishment is the way, controlling the children behavior is the way. I didn't have much ideas about treating the toddler as they are, and as an adult. Finding the Nurturing Parent podcast was like a treasure. Me and my husband learned a lot of things. We transformed so many things with our little one and with ourselves. There's so many things got resolved between us. So we have grown as a family, and there are many people look up to us, like how we parent our little one. We have some of the breakthroughs. Within a week's time of listening to Nurturing Parent podcasts and implementing the ideas of gentle or nurturing parenting philosophies, I could switch my daughter, making my daughter eat food on her own instead of giving her screen time. For more than 6 months, she was eating food only with cartoons. But within a week's time, I could make her switch to eat on her own, enjoy the food. And we also started eating together during dinner and during weekends. Also, making her sit in the car seat was a huge struggle. And we used to bribe her with chocolates and biscuits. That we transformed. Also, we learned a lot of activities, ideas on various parenting issues. Our latest fun activity is when we are going with our little one on the street, we use this Amalisa song, walking, walking, walking. Oh, slow, stop, running, 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 oh so fast, running, 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 oh so fast, stop. We really enjoy this. It has given a lot of fun and control in how toddler walks on the street. So if a toddler has to go slowly on a road, So we use walking, walking, or hopping, hopping, or jumping, jumping. So that they don't want to be stopped or controlled. But when we say these songs, they are in tune. They're enjoying the process. They're enjoying walking with us, and we are also enjoying our time with them. So basically, by listening to Nurturing Parent podcast, our bonding with our little one has become so powerful, so connecting, deeply nourishing. As adults, it has made a huge difference in our relationship. Thank you so much, Amma and Lisa and Sareena. Sareena, you have so tiny humans with you, and the efforts you put in to bring forth these podcasts on a weekly basis, amazing work. Keep up the good work. There's so many parents making difference to their child and to their families. Thank you so much. Love you.
Okay, I had to take a deep breath after that one because it's so sweet. A few things that I have to say about your testimonial, Shavari. One is that I think we're all pretty unprepared going into toddlerhood. It really is something different. And it's something different with each kid. So it's not easy. And it's amazing to hear that you've made such a transformation and that other parents in your community are looking up to the way you and your husband are parenting your little. It's also super amazing to hear that within a week you were able to eliminate screens from mealtime and enjoy each other's company. That is so beautiful. I know Amalisa is just head over heels in love with hearing you singing her song. Just you singing the song and being able to enjoy your outdoor time together and having fun with the running, walking, hopping song. And you just said something that really touched me at the end was that we're making a difference for the children, because doing this, I think about the parents and forget that it ripples into the children's experience and their actual childhood. That just gets lost a little sometimes because we focus on parents, but we really are transforming our kids' childhood, and that's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Shavari, for your beautiful words and sharing everything that you did. All right, now, without any more tears, let's hear from Marissa.
Hi, my name is Marissa. I'm from New York and I have an 8-year-old. One of the things that I learned from the Nurturing Parent podcast is how important it is to connect with your child when you're having a difficult time with them. My initial instinct is to react and get upset, but I found that when I'm able to just sit down, take a breath, and hold her, we're able to bounce back a lot quicker.
Thank you, Marissa, for sharing that, because that is probably one of the hardest things to do when parenting. I know when I'm struggling with my daughter, it will seem like we're on opposite sides and we're in this war zone, and she's on the opposite side of me, and the last thing I want to do is hug her because she's probably not behaving the way I want her to, or doing something that's really annoying me and getting me mad. So that's a big step, and being able to just reach out and hug is one of the easiest and quickest ways to move past it. But it's so hard to do in the moment. So I just want to say congratulations to you for noticing that and having the strength to do that, because it really is so hard. And thank you so much for sharing and supporting us. All right, next we have Colleen.
Hi, my name is Colleen Adrian. My children, I have a son who is 19 and a half, and I have a stepson who's in his early 30s, and I have a granddaughter who is 4. And what I love about the Nurturing Parent is the focus on the little children, especially the younger set. So much of what is available these days focuses on older kids or teenagers, and while people definitely need help with parenting their kids at those ages, so much of what is needed for secure attachment really starts with those very early years. So I really love that your podcast focuses on that, and that's a reason that I love to refer people to it. And certainly, while it's never too late to make changes with your kids when they're older, starting young, I just think makes a huge difference. So I really love that about your podcast. I also, well, there's way too many things for me to mention, all of them, but I love that you speak often about talking to kids respectfully. I think that because we're still transitioning from believing that changing our kids' behavior is about telling them what to do or what to say rather than showing them, I think that your focus on speaking to kids respectfully and giving lots of examples for how to do that and for how to give our little children examples and experiences of what it feels like to be deeply heard or to be to have you as a parent fully engaging with them. Those are really leading edge ways of parenting that really support our kids to have such a secure connection. And that is so much more effective than trying to tell our kids how they should be speaking or what they should be doing. So those are just a couple of things that I love about your podcast, Emma, Lisa, and Mama Sareena. So thanks so much for all that you do.
Thank you so much, Colleen, for your kind words. That's very sweet. And it's very sweet to hear that you refer people to our podcast. That's the best thing you can do to support us. So thank you so much. And I also wanted to thank you for that piece about mutual respect and how important that is, because it really is. I don't think we even talk about it enough on the podcast, but we do talk about it. But that is so huge in allowing our kids to have that secure connection. And the part about fully engaging us as parents, because many times we might think respect only applies to our kids and that our kids need to respect us as parents. But what does that look like for parents to kids? Because if we want mutual respect, we have to show it, right? And that fully engaging with our kids is a form of showing respect. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And next, let's hear from Rose.
Hi, my name's Rose, and I'm from Vancouver, Canada. My daughter is 8 months old now, and I really enjoyed the birth series, which I listened to before she was born. Like you, I believe that education is empowerment, and I really appreciated the opportunity to learn more about what to expect before I went through the process myself. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with the world.
Yes, Rose, education is empowerment. This is so true, and I'm so happy that you enjoyed that birth series. I tell you, it was such a blessing for me as I was preparing to give birth to my second child. So I'm so happy it was able to help you as well. And thank you so much for sharing. And next we have Mama Katie. And let me tell you, Mama Katie has been with us before she even had a baby, before she was even pregnant. So thank you so much, Katie, for all your support and just being here with us all this time before you even had a family. What a dedicated mom. All right, let's hear from Katie.
Hi, I'm Elisa and Sareena. This is Katie here. I have been an avid listener of the Nurturing Parent podcast since day one, supporting from the sidelines. I now have a 5-month-old son, and everything that I've learnt from the podcast has been hugely impactful on my journey so far. I really enjoyed the episodes with Sharon as she walks through the birth process, both for what the baby goes through and then what the parent goes through and postpartum. I found that incredibly helpful in being able to understand and advocate for myself during the birth. I've also learnt to be less reactive in approaching it in a nurturing way, and things that I can be more proactive with my thoughts and think about the consequences before I open my mouth or before I do something. I found that's really, really helpful in order to parent the way that I want to parent, which was different than how I was parented. So keep up the great work. I love listening to the podcast and listening it, enjoying it on my walks with my little man. Thanks.
I can't believe that your son is 5 months already. And that's beautiful. He really is so lucky to have such a loving, nurturing, dedicated mom. And let me tell you, he is going to have an amazing childhood. And you're right. Being less reactive that's, I think, the key to getting through these, not even these young years, because I know we can be reactive when they get older too, and they want to do all these crazy things that we don't want them to do. So yes, being less reactive is so key, and thank you for bringing that up. Even though you only have a 5-month-old, it's true. This can happen when we have lack of sleep, or our kid isn't eat, our baby isn't eating the way they should be, or it's really hard getting through that first baby year and then toddlerhood. So thank you so much. I know you also worked with Sharon a little bit in preparing for birth, which is amazing. We're so happy that you were able to find her as a resource and advocate for yourself, because that's very empowering, and it does provide for a much better experience when getting through birth and the ripple effect it has after that. So thank you so much, Katie, for being such a huge supporter of the show. We love you so much. Now let's hear from Marta.
Hey, my name is Marta. I'm from New York. I have a 2-year-old daughter. What I was struggling the most with in the beginning of my parenting journey was learning more patience and trying to figure out better outlets for my daughter to release her built up frustration. So we started going on bike rides, we started going to the park, letting her run around, going to the beach, taking walks, like more outside time. Recently she was diagnosed with autism, so in the beginning it was kind of frustrating to figure out what she needed. She would just blow up and we didn't understand, and it was very frustrating in the beginning. But now, with learning her diagnosis and doing more outside time, more playtime, like at the park, and just taking in the Mother Nature, it has really made life much easier. I've learned to be more patient, more understanding of what she needed, and the bike rides are not only good for her, but it's good for me because after a long day at work, you know. But yeah, I really do appreciate the podcast. You guys are amazing. You guys have taught me a lot, and thank you.
Thank you, Marta, because really we all struggle with having patience with our little, and I'm sure it's not easy But I'm so happy to hear that getting more outdoor time has helped you get a little more in tune with your daughter and help you guys connect more and understand each other more. It's also a really great outlet. So thanks so much for sharing. Thanks for being here with us. And thank you for all of your support. We love you. And next, let's hear from Trinity.
Hi, my name is Trinity, and I live on Vancouver Island in British Columbia, Canada. About 16 years ago, I took the How to Talk So Kids Will Listen courses through Lisa, and my son is now 17, and they have helped me immensely. This is the same material and wisdom that she's passing on in the podcast, and it really makes a difference. We were just talking today about how and why our kids are doing so well, really, in life, while others perhaps aren't. And some people mentioned that maybe it's partly because of our parenting, and I'm really grateful for all the years of wisdom that I've been able to glean from Lisa. Hope it helps you guys too.
Thank you so much, Trinity, for helping us see how these early years and really putting that work in the beginning sets a great solid foundation for our kids to thrive in the future. I'm happy to hear you reaping the benefits of all the work you put in as they were younger, and I'm happy to hear that they're doing so well, and I can't imagine how rewarding it is to just say, wow, our kids really are thriving, and to look at what an amazing job you've done. So congratulations. Thank you so much for helping us see how important it is laying that foundation to help us set our kids up for success in the future. Next, we have Melissa.
My name is Melissa, and I hail from Huntersville, North Carolina, a small town just north of Charlotte. My kids are all older, so I know the Nurturing Parent podcast from being a guest and talking about open-ended art. What I love most about the Nurturing Parent podcast is their commitment to holistic trends in bringing up your children rather than following whatever the latest fad is. I also love their commitment to you, the parent, knowing what is best and right for your child so that you don't have to feel as though you have to follow the crowd. Thank you, Nurturing Parent Podcast, for all that you're doing for the littles of today.
Thank you so much, Melissa, and thank you so much for bringing your open-ended art knowledge to our podcast. It really has opened up my eyes as a mom and trying to get more open-ended art into my kids' daily lives. And that's a great episode. So if you parents have not listened to that episode yet, please do. And last but certainly not least, we have my querido esposo, my dear husband. And he's going to speak in Spanish because he's a Spanish speaker. He does speak English, but he was more comfortable doing it in Spanish, so I shall translate after.
Hola a todos, my name is Juan y yo soy el esposo de Sareena. Y quisiera primero que nada felicitarle por sus 100 episodios de podcast, que son muy muy buenos, y siempre estoy pendiente, no solo porque es mi esposa, sino que porque también me ayudó mucho en el tema de ser padres. Mi capítulo especial es el de Chengimun Naramai, y en realidad creo que eso es algo que uso todos los días de mi vida con mis niñas, y agradezco mucho haber escuchado ese episodio porque me ayudó muchísimo para, creo, ser un mejor padre. Sareena, te amo, sigue con esto, y yo sé que llega a muchas personas y sé que le estás ayudando a muchas personas. Bye, thank you.
All right, so basically he says, hi, I'm Juan, Sereena's husband. And first I'd like to congratulate her on 100 episodes. They're really good. I'm always listening, not because I'm her husband, but because it has helped me as a parent. My favorite tool is Change a Mood, Not a Mind. I use it every day with my daughters, and I am grateful for hearing that episode because it has helped me to become a better father. Keep going, Sareena. I know you are going to reach many people and have helped many people. Thank you, mi amor. I love you so much. And he really does use Change a Mood, Not a Mind all the time. And it's great because when I'm losing my patience, that's when he jumps in with Change a Mood, Not a Mind. And he picks up on when to use it. He's naturally a funny person and loves to joke and play around. So he's a pro at this. And I'm so grateful that he does this. And I'm thankful that he listens because it really helps keep us on the same page when we're parenting.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm totally getting choked up. Like that was very moving for me to listen to. Mama Sareena, our amazing back end person here on the Nurturing Parent podcast. The back end meaning she puts it all together. We record it. She takes it all and edits and puts it up on live for you all to listen to. And so she took all of these clips from everybody who took a few minutes out of their busy days to share with us what they've gotten from the Nurturing Parent podcast. And we're so grateful. And I'm so grateful to you, Sareena, for being able to do all of that. And then we just sat here together and listened through what you've just heard. And I, for one, am really, really moved by what I've heard. And I want to say thank you to every single one of you listening, to everyone who wanted to share something with us and then forgot or didn't have the time or whatever. We get that. We totally understand. And for each one of you who did find the time and did send us a clip of your voice speaking to us and to our listeners, that's just really powerful, I think. For me, it was very powerful to hear all the different voices from lots of different places in the world, from way over here, West Coast Canada, across the US, over to Britain. Oh, so for me, what it does, hearing how this podcast is changing your lives and your parenting journeys, that moves me really, really deeply. It makes me feel like the last 40 years of my life that I've dedicated so much of my time and energy, and I feel so passionate about both the childcare work that I do and the parenting education that I do. It makes it feel all worthwhile to know that us talking together, Sareena, you and I, sharing knowledge and sharing viewpoints that people are hungry for out there. Parents are hungry for this. It really moves me to know that that's making a difference in your life, that we are making a difference in your life. And you as parents are having hopefully an easier journey now, a more pleasurable time being parents, and that your children are feeling nourished and that your children are flourishing. That warms my heart. I can't even tell you.
Yes, I'd agree. And I just wanted to go back again to when Shavari said that it's really making a difference in our kids' childhood and their experiences. And that's really what's most moving to me, because I can't tell you how many times I look at my kids and my heart just gets so warm and fuzzy, and I just cannot absorb the happiness and the cuteness and just how adorable they are together, and that they're really having an amazing childhood. They're having a happy, loving, enjoyable childhood. And that is with the way that I've been parenting. And the way I've been parenting is the opposite of what I thought I would be doing. I thought I would be doing timeouts. I thought I would be spanking my kids. I thought I would be threatening them so that I could get them to do what I want them to do. And that's the opposite of what's happening. And it's been such a pleasure being their mom. And I wouldn't be able to say that if this podcast didn't exist, because I wouldn't have learned all the tools and how important it is to connect, and how that's really the basis of it all is connection before correction. I truly, every single day, I can look at my kids and just feel so grateful for our experience together as a family, because it's really been a pleasant, enjoyable, beautiful, blissful one. So thank you, Amma, for sharing all your knowledge.
Oh, yay. And thank you. This is what I love about us, if I may say so. Mama Sareena, you are the mama with your feet on the ground. You're living the life. You are the people that we're talking to. You're living that. You have the toddlers. Now you're working a lot of hours out of the home. And then before that, you were at home mom, and they both have their struggles and their challenges. And you're it. You're who we're talking to. And I love that I can bring my decades of experience and my training and my knowledge to you and share it with the whole world here. In 100 episodes, 100 weeks worth of sharing knowledge and sharing our love and sharing our passion for parenting, and for parenting gently and peacefully and respectfully and in the most nurturing ways that we can. So I think it's a neat dynamic that we share, I think, being the mama and the grandma.
It is. I love us.
I love us too. And just so you know, listener, Mama Sareena and I have never actually met IRL in real life. And we totally adore each other. Her children call me Amma.
Yeah.
I send them gifts.
Yes, the best gifts.
And yeah, so it's a bit of a love fest right now. It's good. Really good. All right. Well, thank you again, everybody, for sending in your comments and your responses to the podcast. It really does mean the world to us. And thank you for listening and for being here and for sharing this podcast with the other mamas and dads in your world so that we can just keep making this ripple reach further and further out into the world to those who need it.
Yes, thank you so much, mamas. And if you are moved by these testimonials that were sent in and you wish you were able to, or you just forgot and you didn't have enough time, you can still leave us a review. We are so grateful and love seeing those, reading them, and hearing how our podcast has helped you. So if you weren't able to, you can still drop a review on Apple Podcast, and that will warm our hearts even more after this beautiful mushy fest.
I want to say that when we hear from you, our listener, that this is helping you in some way, and when people write to us with their questions and how do I deal with this and what should I do about that, and we're able to respond to you and make a difference in your life, and when we hear directly from you that we are making a difference in your life, that's what has us keep going. That's what has us show up every week for you. If we never heard from you, we might trail off and disappear. So keep those comments coming because it's funny. I mean, here we are. Sareena's in her room. I'm in my room, opposite sides of the continent. And we're just doing our thing. And we might get bored doing that, except that we're hearing from you and knowing that it's making a difference. And I appreciated so much the times in those comments that we just shared with you from others, when people said, keep doing what you're doing because it's making a difference. Like, that is what moves me the most. Yeah. So we love you.
Very much. Very, very, very much.
Yeah. Oh, and we want to end today's episode with a song. And this is a song that I wrote for my daughter. And the music that you hear in our podcast is actually part of this song. But I wanted to play you the whole song as a celebration for our 100th anniversary. And because for 100 weeks now, we've been saying, we love you at the end of every episode. And this song, I'll just tell you, is called Aya. And Aya is how my daughter said, I love you, when she was 1.5 years old. And I loved that way of saying it so much that I wrote it into this song. So you will want to sing along. I welcome you to sing along. I welcome you to sing it throughout your day, to sing it with your children. And I want you to know that every time you sing, Aya, 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 I do, you're saying, I love you. 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 I do. I want to sing with you. I want to dance with you. I want to laugh with you. Oh, how I love to be with you. Aya, 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 I do. Aya, 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 I do. Such a short time we've been together. Seems like a lifetime or two. Never knew I could love another